Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the studio, people. It's me, Jason Gooner, and we are back for another live watch along for the FIFA World Cup 2026 round of 32 action. This one is going to be a big one. Two big names at this World Cup. Two of the I'm pretty sure this thumbnail has the combined age, the oldest it's ever been on this channel. Luka Modric, Cristiano Ronaldo, they will face off in the round of 32. Portugal taking on Croatia. Of course, the winner of this game will face the winner of the earlier game today, which was Spain, who beat Austria 3-0. So it will be a mouth-watering clash, whichever way this game ends up. And we are here to bring you all the action. Of course, you know my style, people. We're going to look at the lineups, give you a couple keys to victory, tell you which players that I think are vital for both teams to have a chance to win. And of course, we're going to do the commentary and go through the game like we always do. First and foremost, people, this is YouTube. So you have to make sure that you're doing the things that show the support to the channel, right? So the best way to do that is to like the video. Locate the like button wherever it is on whatever device you're watching. Go ahead and click it. Definitely as well, another way you can help out is by sharing the content around. Let people know that Jason Gooner is live so they can be here to take part in all of the action. All right, people. So no more chattings, people. I'm going to get on the screen the team news for the match that's about to start in about 27 minutes from now. Really about 30 minutes from now. I've worked out that I don't really start the game right at that time. It's usually about 2-3 minutes after. So about 7:03, which is 30 minutes from now, we should be getting the first kickoff of the game. All right. So let me get on the screen for you guys the lineups because there are a bit of changes. On the Portugal side as well as on the Croatia side. So let's just take a look and see what the coaches thought would be the best approach to get the job done today. All right, people. Like I said before, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. All right. So this is the team news for the kickoff today. Diogo Costa in goal. He's been really good actually at this tournament. Definitely kept them in that Colombia game. They probably should have lost that game, but they ended up drawing that match due to the heroics of Diogo Costa. They'll need him to be on the same type of form today. Ruben Diaz has turned back the clock. He looked even better than how he looked during Man City season this season so far in this World Cup. He's been very solid. Renato Vega, I remember asking one of my good friends that is a Chelsea fan when this guy was at Chelsea, why doesn't he get more chances for Chelsea? He told me he wasn't that good. I thought he was better than what he was letting on. And to me, they look like they missed the trick there. I mean, last year you saw the defenders Chelsea was using. Of course, I know Colin was out for the season, but I mean, he's better than Chalaba. He's better than what's the other guy that got a lot of minutes last year? All of them. The man better than most of the Chelsea defender them. So I didn't understand selling him when they just got him. But he's gone on, moved on, and he's probably going to be a staple in this Portugal team for years to come. I think he's only like 22 years of age now, even though he looks really old. But yeah, Renato Vega, good player, left-footed. There's a premium on left-footed centre backs. He's one of them. Nuno Mendes, arguably the best left back in the world, and he's playing like that at this World Cup so far. Solid on that left-hand side. João Cancelo revived or revitalized his career this year after coming back from Saudi Arabia. Played very well for Barcelona this past season, continuing his good form at the World Cup as well. João Neves and Vitinha, very hard to break that partnership up. It's a partnership that has grossed 2 Champions Leagues in a row. And they're hoping that Portugal is hoping that that midfield can bring those winning ways to the national team as well. Bruno Fernandes and Pedro Neto have been starting our tournament. Neto sometimes off the left, sometimes off the right. He'll be off the right tonight, mainly because Rafa Leao, who has pretty much been a substitute for most of the games this tournament, actually gets the start tonight on the left side. And then, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, the captain and the striker up front for today's game as well. Now, on the Croatia side of things, Livakovic, he at this point is a veteran. You know, he's been the goalkeeper that has gotten them through this successful run of tournament play. You know, when he first broke onto the scene in that first World Cup where they get to the semifinals, you know, he kind of, I think that was a tournament when he got his start. And since then, he's been a mainstay in the team and been doing really well. Sotalo and Pongrat, Gracic are the centre backs. You know, interestingly, no Vardial in the back line today from to start. I don't think he's really refound the form that kind of make him rise to prominence since he's moved to Man City. So the coach not really going off names and just going off of who might be on the better form right now. We'll see if that idea or that choice is the right move based on how this game goes. Stanisic probably one of the lesser known players for Croatia that probably should be known more. Stanisic, of course, plays for Bayern Munich. Very, very solid right back. I think you're going to see him maybe get a few more fans after this game today. Allow the eyes that will be watching it. I think people are going to say, oh, this kid can play. He's a good player. Ivan Perisic, the ageless wonder. There's a few of those in this game. But Perisic, for my money, pound for pound, one of the fittest, 38-year-olds in the world? For sure. This guy will run up and down that wing all day long. Mateo Kovacic, Luka Modric can't get much more experienced than that as a double pivot. Modric, I think, struggled a little bit in the England game once he got to a certain point in the game, but I think he's actually gotten from strength to strength each game. And we'll see if you get more of the England performance of Modric in this game or more of the other two group games that they played, because I think he was really good in both the other two games they played. Vlasic has worked his way into the starting lineup. Wasn't starting when this tournament started, but has had some good performances off the bench. Provides a threat from outside the box like many other Croatian players in this team. Now, Sucic, I think, is the one that's taking that torch from Modric. Had a really good season at Inter Milan. Talented player, can play anywhere in the midfield, really and truly. But in this setup of the team, he will be playing closer to goal, which I think for them is the best place to put him. And then Baturina is a player that has really opened my eyes. When you're talking about Croatia's team, maybe a player that I wasn't thinking about going into the tournament, it would be this guy right here, Martin Baturina. And he was a part of that Como team that qualified for the Champions League. And in the Serie A this past season had a really good year. 29 games, 17 starts, 6 goals, 3 assists. And you can see his SOFA score rating over the course of the season above a 7.12. So if you can do that over that long of a season, definitely you are one of the better players for that team. So he definitely had a big part to play in that qualification to Champions League. And then Budimir is the striker. He's at Osasuna now. He is 34 years of age, so no spring chicken himself. I think he had a really, really, really good season this year. 17 goals for Osasuna. So yeah, they have goals in them. And I mean, this guy's 34, but clearly in La Liga, playing for a team like Osasuna, not one of the more heralded teams, to get 17 goals, that's a very, very good return. So really sleep on Budimir and his ability to score goals in front of the target. Zlatko Dalic has been around the block with this team. I think, if you're looking at managers in this game, I would definitely trust the Croatia coach a little bit more. Roberto Martinez has had some teams at the World Cup that maybe were supposed to do better than they actually did. And I think if he was to lose today, it would be more of the same for this World Cup, because Portugal definitely should be getting into at least around a 16 in this tournament, if you ask me, based on the players in this team. When you look at the benches, Croatia has some good options for sure. The Pasalic crew, they both can be dangerous if they come on. Kramaric is another one that's been around the block. Peter Musa is starring up the MLS right now, probably the hottest striker in the Premier League. In the MLS, sorry. And he has a few goals in this World Cup as well. And of course, Portugal has many, many different options to change the game. Conceição usually does well off the bench. Felix hasn't been able to kind of hold down that starting position. He's lost it again today, but he can change the game off the bench. If I don't know if we'll see him, because Ronaldo typically stays on the field the whole time. But Gonzalo Ramos, if they want to change up their focal point up front, he can come on. Ruben Neves hasn't played that much in the tournament, but experienced player. Bernardo Silva, everybody would know that player as well. I'm actually a bit surprised that Nunes hasn't gotten any game. I guess Roberto Martinez isn't convinced that Nunes is truly a right back. Even when Cancelo has come off, it's been Nelson Semedo who has come on before, not even Diogo Dalot. So they have a lot of players and a lot of options. But I think the main ones off the bench that to look out for to change the game later, definitely Conceição, Felix, Bernardo Silva. Those would be the three I would be looking at to, he's probably looking to change the game if he needs to. But other than that, I mean, this should be a really good matchup. I think when you look at the two teams, like I said, on paper, you would give Portugal the edge, but everybody knows football isn't played on paper. And Croatia just have this know-how in these knockout games that I think, puts them, you can't really look past them in a game like this. But for me, the key to the game, honestly, is can Portugal find some level of fluidity in the attack? The story continues to always be, are they playing enough for Ronaldo? Is Ronaldo holding them back? At the end of the day, the man is playing still, right? So let's not focus so much on him being there. And I'm talking to Portugal specifically now. If it's the right play to give him the ball, give him the ball. If it's not, don't give him the ball. That it should be as simple as that. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. All of you guys know how to play football and know what passes to pick. That's why you guys are top level footballers. Don't worry about who the assist is going to, or should I have played this pass, or should I even make this run? Is that Ronaldo's space? They need to stop thinking about those things if they are. I don't know if they are, but sometimes the way they play, it looks like they are. So I'm telling them, just forget about that and play your games. I think if Leo can give the type of performance that he's capable of, I think that attack is going to prove a little bit too much for the Croatians. But Leo hasn't really been on the best form this season with AC Milan. Maybe the goal he scored in the last game when he came on, or not the last game, but the game before, the second group stage game when they won 5-1 or 5-0, whatever it was, maybe that can kind of grow his confidence a bit. I was a little surprised that in the last game against Colombia, they didn't start him after coming off and doing something. I thought Roberto Martinez really messed up there, not kind of getting him in the game from the start in the Colombia game just to see if he could kick on. But he has gotten to the knockout stage now and trust him in there. So let's see what Leo does. I think if Leo has a performance up to his normal or up to his available standard, then I think Portugal have a much better chance to win the game. I think also with Portugal, they have to figure out, right, a way to play a little bit more to Ronaldo's strengths, right? So what I mean by that is, too often in this tournament, players will get to the byline and it's like they're almost not looking to play the cross early enough. I think one thing about Ronaldo that he's going to do when the ball gets wide, he's running, right? He's not going to wait. He's going to be running. So a quicker glance, a quicker look up, maybe you can catch some folks off guard instead of taking those 3, 4, 5 extra touches before delivering. Some earlier deliveries, I think, can really help them in this game. If they can do that enough times and then switch up the play, then vary the play, it will open up them little drop-offs to the top of the box to Bruno. And I think they haven't taken full advantage of how well Bruno has been playing lately in this tournament. I think he could have been even more influential, even though he's playing really well. Don't get me wrong, almost 8 on SofaScore a game, but I think he could even go to another level as well. So Portugal, for me, just need to make sure that they're not afraid to just do the simplest things: an early cross, an early ball as well, because there's no rule says you can't play Ronaldo through. I mean, he's not as fast as he used to be, but he's not slow. You know what I'm saying? He still runs pretty damn fast. So every now and again, throw him that bone and see what he can do with it. I think sometimes maybe they're trying to create the perfect chance for him when he can still do some work. So let him do some work as well. But other than that, I think defensively, it's going to be interesting to see what Martinez does as far as the fullbacks, right? So we know Cancelo is an attacking fullback. We know Mendes has that ability as well. Of the two, I would say Mendes is a better defender. So but the fact that Neto is in front of Cancelo, how does that work? Because Neto likes to stay wide. He doesn't really like to come central. And I'm just wondering how that is going to work on that right-hand side. Cancelo loves to overlap, get up the field. Maybe Cancelo varies it a little bit and does more underlapping today, because I could see them kind of fighting for the same spaces if they don't kind of have a plan going into it. So I want to see that the relationship between those two on the field, and does Neto kind of vacate the space wide for Cancelo, or does Neto stay wide and Cancelo kind of go more on the inside right channel? That's something that I'll be watching for. Now on the Croatia side, I think with them the main thing is going to be trying to find the right tempo to play this game at. I think Croatia against England, it became a bit of a transitional game, and I think that's why they fell 4-2 to them. They're going to have to find a way to, just ensure that the game doesn't become too tennis, too back and forth, too much basketball. If they can keep the tempo at a certain tempo, keep the possession of the football when they have it, because I think Portugal's strategy today will be to press them and try to win the ball from them early, because they want to dictate the play. Croatia maybe doesn't want to dictate it as much, but I think if they're going to win this game today, they're going to have to make sure that they can have, I would say, about a 45% possession. I think they're going to need to have the football to be able to win this game personally. Now, some might say that's not true. They can hit them on the counter. They could, but I think Croatia is good enough to possess the football, create their own opportunities. And I think what that will do is make sure that the game is not too transitional for them. Because I think if you look man for man around the pitch for both teams, Portugal's team, I think, has more players equipped for that transitional game. Don't know if you guys agree with that take on that, but that's what I feel, and that's kind of what I saw in the Croatia-England game. The minute the game became a little more stretched and more transitional actions happening, the more vulnerable Croatia looked. So they will want to try to keep this game at a nice, easy pace. And the way you do that sometimes is just to ensure that you're keeping possession for nice stretches of time. And they have the technical ability and the players to do that. We'll just see if Portugal allows that or not. But those are my takes. I think the keys to the game, player-wise, like I said, Rafael needs a performance today, I think, to justify him starting and actually just repay the manager's faith. Because going into this game, I wouldn't have thought that he was going to start based on how little he's been starting in the tournament. But he's gone for him. And talent-wise, you can't argue with it. He's up there. He probably should start if he's playing at his best. But I just don't know if he's going to get that today. But we'll see. On the Croatia side, I think it's a big call up front with Budimir. I know he's been, the most informed striker when you factor in the league he plays in. Musa has been steady as well and scoring in the tournament. But I think Budimir might give you a better chance of holding the ball up. And that's why I think the coach also knows that possession is going to be needed in this game to just cool the temperature a little bit. Budimir is maybe a little bit better getting that ball to stick, maybe drawing some fouls and bringing the team into play. Because like I said, the less transitional play going on in the game is probably going to be better for Croatia and who they have played. So Budimir for me, Croatia, crucial. Obviously, they would love for him to score, but I think even more crucial is for him to be able to hold that ball up against Vega and Diaz and be able to bring the rest of the team into play. So yeah, for me, Leo, key. Obviously, Ronaldo as well. It goes without saying, if Ronaldo does well in this game, more than likely Portugal is going to win, right? But for me, I think the key, honestly, is Leo, because I think they kind of do need that other person in the attack to step up. Neto is good at what he does. He's going to get by his man. He's going to put some crosses in the box from time to time. Neto is not really a goal threat. Leo, on the other hand, will do all the things Neto will do, cross, get by his man. But Leo is a goal threat when he's on his song, unsung. And I think that's why he got the nod. So it should be a very, very interesting game. We have about 10 minutes to go. I'm checking with the comment section now and see what you guys are thinking, because that is my little breakdown of what I think will happen in the game. And right before kickoff, I will let you know what I think the score is going to be in this game today. All right. And the teams are getting ready to walk out now. But the anthems, big up CK in the building from early, big up Float. Big up float. Let's go. Portugal says float. CR7 with the fire emoji them. Up. I'll go on Jamrock with there. Another game. Spain handling business today. Austria was not close enough to them, I don't think. I think Spain, gave up a little openings and entries when they were at 1-0, but Austria just didn't have the quality to make any of those count. And it was just a matter of time before Spain stretched out that lead. And Austria fought hard, but I think the golfing quality was there for everybody to see. So Spain did what they had to. They will await the winner of this one. And this should be a really good matchup between two teams that probably think that they are good enough to get past this round. Portugal will be the favorites, the higher ranked team and everything. But when you're looking at recent history, it's very, very hard to bet against Croatia because they just find a way to get it done, especially in the earlier rounds of the knockouts. They've been in a lot of games in the past few World Cups where they probably weren't the favorite and they still got through the game. So it's going to be interesting if they can do the same tonight, because we've seen them do it before. The question for them is, is it one too many go around for this crew? Because, they're definitely are not no spring chicken anymore. But I think this should be a very, very interesting game. I don't think I'm gonna make it back tonight, people, for the late night game. I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow, and I don't know if I want to be on stream and thing. And I'm gonna watch the game. Ain't no question about that. But I think I'm gonna watch the game in my bed, just in case I get tired, I can fall asleep. And I know that I have tomorrow to watch back the game anyway, because them repeat the games all day long till the game then play back. So my plan is to not be on stream later. So what I'll do is after the game today, I'll have a little segment at the end just to kind of preview the Switzerland-Algeria game and also preview some of the games that are coming up on Friday. Like I said, I have a pretty long day ahead of me tomorrow, and I won't be able to be in the studio during the day. So the games tomorrow I will definitely be previewing because I don't think I'll be able to do any of the games tomorrow until we get to the last game of the night, which I believe is about 10 o'clock tomorrow, I think. I have to double check and see how the schedule is for tomorrow. All right, so we have 2, 6, and 9:30. Yeah, so I'll definitely be around for the Colombia-Ghana match, which is the last game of the round of 32 before we get into the round of 16 starting on the 4th of July. But so I'll preview the Australia-Egypt game and the Argentina-Cape Verde game, give my scoreline, and then we'll go from there. So that's kind of how the show going to run tonight. Like I said, I won't be back tonight for the late night game, the Switzerland-Algeria game. I just decided to just go ahead and do this one game for the day. Yeah, because that's just how it's going to go today, people. But yeah, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know. Is this going to be a win for Portugal or for Croatia? How do you see this one playing out tonight from Toronto? Croatia anthem being sung now. But this should be a really good game, I think. I think two teams, like I said, confidence, they'll think that, yes, we can get through this game, no problem. Obviously, I think Croatia probably knows they aren't the favorites, but at the same time, they don't have any issue with that. I've seen them not be the favorites in knockout games and get through. So they won't be worried about the fact that they aren't the favorites. And there'll be a massive mutual respect between the captains here, Luka and Cristiano. Of course, they spent multiple years together, winning Champions League at Real Madrid. So, sure, Madrid and Ronaldo will get along pretty well, just based on the wars they would have been through together over the years. So, Yeah, this should be a great one. Last like a commercial break before the game come back to kick off. So drop your scores in the comment section, people. I think that this game actually will be played. I think extra time will be played in this game. I think this game will draw 2-2, and I don't know what will happen in extra time. I have a feeling like even if it goes to extra time, there might be a winner in the extra time, but I think Portugal will get through. I do. Whether it's extra time or penalties, I think Portugal will get through. But I do think regular time the game ends 2-2. But what do you all think? Michael Hall, big up yourself in the building. Wait, World Cup still a go on after Netherlands gone home? Why them a play for? Yeah, man, the World Cup still going on, man. Just not with us in it. Yes, I retired the Netherlands jersey for the tournament. It would just be too sad for me to see myself on screen with that jersey, knowing that we're not playing anymore. So I will be wearing Gunners gear or just any kind of other gear, but me nah wear the orange jersey again for the World Cup. So yeah, I've made my decision. I did drop the link in the comment section if anybody want to jump on and give their takes on any point during this stream. But mainly, obviously, we'll be commentating on the game and just kind of giving you guys my perspective of what's going on. All right. But people, make sure you smash the like button. That's all we need is likes. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a subscription as well. This is a channel where you'll get a lot of good football conversation. Of course, I'm a Gooner, but as you can see, I love every football. So don't have to talk about Arsenal to turn on the channel. I'm just happen to be an Arsenal fan, a Jamaica fan, and a Dutch fan as well. All right. CK said we need some CR7 tiers. Well, he's an older gentleman, CK. So even if he scores, he might be overcome with joy and tears again. So you have to be specific about what kind of tears you want. Because you might get tears, but he might be crying because he scored 3 goals. You never know. So Martinez and Dalic getting shown on the screen there. Like I said, Zlatko Dalic been around. I think he took over right before the 2022 World Cup, I want to say. So yeah, he's been around a few times now. And yeah, he'd want to take Croatia back to the heights that they got to a couple World Cups ago now. So it looks like the referee is Norwegian. Eskas. Doesn't seem to do a lot of yellow cards, so we'll see if that is the truth today. But here we go. The countdown to kickoff is here. And they have gotten underway. Croatia in the blue kit. So it's that they're not in the national bread kit today. And I'm seeing quite a few Croatia jerseys in the crowd as well. It looks like they have traveled very well for this match. So it's not like it's a pro-Portugal side crowd at all. A lot of Croatian fans, I'm seeing the jerseys, and of course those jerseys stand out, so maybe I'm just seeing them because they stand out so much. But once we get some more close-ups in the crowd, but everybody I've seen so far looks to be in Croatia kit, even though Portugal wear red too. So I don't know, it could just be a lot of different fans in the crowd. But like I said, when we get some more close-up, you'll know. Portugal in possession. And even though I think Croatia will want to have possession in this game, I don't think they'll be chasing it either. So I don't expect them to really press Portugal too much. Of course, once they get into the middle third and towards their defensive third, the defensive intensity will step up. But I think in the build-up phase, we might not see them really pressing so much. Here's Neto for the first time on that right side. And not for the last time, cuts back 3 times on the ball. I never see a man love chop back and forth so from a band. Oh, what a well-played pass down the left. Here come Croatia. And as you can see, it's a counter, but it's measured. They're not overdoing it. Now they're gonna play back. And this is what I was talking about with them. They know what's gonna work for them. They're not gonna overdo it. Kovacic and Modric will be able to keep the ball. Susic will probably drop back into that midfield as well and help out on that deeper line as well. And here come Croatia, just taking the sting out of the game a little. Livakovic goes long, cut out by Mendes, but it's going to be a throw to Croatia on that far side. Stanisic will take this one. So the Bayern Munich right back takes this throw. Susic all the way back. From Gracic, Perisic finds another itch, and that's a good run in behind. This is Vlasic into Budimir, and that was a paper shot if I've ever seen one. So the one man no-name itch. Actually, there are two non-itches today. That must be some kind of record for Croatia. Sutalo and Budimir. No itch at the end of the name. So the first shot on target goes to Croatia, even though that's a generous way to put it. Very weak effort. But it does count as a shot on target. Mendes back to Diaz. Neto. Vitinha. Diaz switches on, but he plays it to Mendes. Leo making a run in behind. Can he get to this ball? He can. That was too easy. And that should have been one. Should have been one still. Oh my gosh. Look at the difference. Pedro Leo just one run past the right back. That's not good. That's not a good sign. Mendes, he checked like he was going to play it short. Leo, that was just a perfect weight on the pass. Leo just foot race, runs past Stanisic, cuts it back to Bruno, and Bruno probably should have put that one away, but you have to give Livakovic credit. He got down to his right and parried, and then the rebound could not be handled, and it ended up being a throw for Portugal. But warning signs there for Croatia. The first through pass connects and ends up in a cutback cross that Bruno Fernandes puts on target. Vitinha said this rarely today, but a loose touch from him, but he gets the ball back now. Vega, Mendes, Bruno, Vitinha. Here's Ronaldo. Ronaldo plays it wide to Leo. Ronaldo gets it back again. Plays it back. Now back to Leo wide. Ronaldo, move out of that space, brother. You're just standing there for no reason. Leo tried to return the favor to Mendes. He made a run in behind, but Leo played that one a little too hard. And that's really poor from Stanisic, to be honest, because either he's extremely slow or he lost it. I don't know what happened, but it took him forever to get going to chase that ball. And Bruno almost scored a rebound as well. Ronaldo asking for a handball, but didn't see one there. And Budimir couldn't hold that one up. Taken away from him from João Neves, and he's fouled by Susic. Didn't even touch him. Diaz, wide. Cancelo. So we're wondering about that. Looks like Cancelo's starting position is wide, and then Neto, when he comes inside, goes out there. So they're just gonna interchange based on where the other is. Cancelo going all the way infield now, leaving the width for Neto. Oh, and that was a very good attempt at a cross. It looked like it was gonna come right to the head of Bruno Fernandes, but it was well cut out there by Sutalo. And it's gonna be the first corner of the game now for Portugal. But a good start from Rafael, one good cross to Bruno, a second one trying to find Bruno that was barely cut out. Bruno had his head ready to buck into the goal there, but well defended. And Leo will come over to this right side to take an outswinging corner. And that's played short. Here's Neto. And his right foot to the back stick. Just over Ronaldo. Volley. Not quite caught properly by Joao Cancelo. That one floats over the top for a goal kick. So a good start from Portugal here. And Croatia trying to make an attack, but that one will go out of play. Mendes will take the throw. Yeah, so we have throw from Mendes all the way up the field. Bruno centrally looking for a pass, trying to find Neto, and somehow Perisic can't cut that one out. Here's Neto 1v1, gets an overlapping run into the back stick. Oh, I don't know how Ronaldo didn't get his head on that one, but it looked like it was going to be a tapping header. Maybe he was unsighted by Levakovic coming for it, but he'll probably want that one back. Let's see it in slow motion now, or the replay at least. It's just like Ronaldo jumped past the ball. It was a little bit behind him. Oh yeah, good push. Good push, Stanisic. Straight two hands in the back of Ronaldo there, but I'm not sure they would have given a penalty for that. But it was a foul. He pushed him. But it's just one of them ones where you're probably going to get away with it. Oh, well played. Stanisic gets by. Croatia can switch the play now. Perisic in acres of space on the left. He's found. Kovacic. Here's Baturina now. Baturina. Now Modric. Susic. Stanisic. Vlasic. Back to Stanisic. Sutalo. This is deliberate by Croatia. They want to be able to build just like this. Early cross. Oh, and that was a very good ball by Vlasic. Budimir could not redirect it on target, but big target to hit, and he found him, but not the best header in the world. Well, every team have them legends up there, but all the legends are playing. So I don't know who Croatia goes. I guess Davor Suka could have up there. Portugal on it. Played back. And the referee sees a foul there. Modric doesn't like the call. Mendes slow to get up. Yeah, Kovacic caught him late. Thought he could throw it away, but he was just a touch late on the touch. Probably the right call there. But it's just not the best timing because Croatia looked like they might have had a nice little counter break, but this is definitely Ronaldo territory. It's on the side for him as well, a little bit shady towards the left, so don't think he'll be giving up this one. We saw earlier in the tournament they had one closer to the 18, and he just ran over the ball and dummied it. And yeah, Nuno Mendes smacked it in the goal. So will we see something similar here? But I think, based on the prayers being said and the stands, pretty sure Ronaldo is kicking this one. I don't think any guy in the ground. Well, maybe still, but I don't think any the guy in the ground. He's going up and over. Probably see that knuckle technique here. And here's the strike from Ronaldo into the wall. It looks like somebody might be in danger of not being able to reproduce after that. Ooh, right in the area that don't feel good. The crazy thing is the man never hold them seed until them jump up. So when they jump and forget to hold it, just because you jump, boy, I don't know. Croatia playing around with it a little bit, but they out just fine. Stanisic on the right. Ends up going long now, looking for Budimir. Well challenged in the air and won by Vega, or won by Diaz, sorry. Or Cancelo, sorry. He was all the way central just now. Cancelo has to get back into position. Here's Batarina, who has been really good in the World Cup so far. Drops it back to Perisic. And Croatia again. Slow the game down a bit. That's over the top looking for, and that's too much on that one. Vlasic just couldn't get on the end of that one, but the space was there. Modric upset with himself. He couldn't drop that into the exact space where he wanted to. People, you guys can do better. Get me past the 10 likes, man. Come on. Come on, guys. Don't do me like that. Here is Neto. Neto making a run in behind. Perisic asking for help. And he does get it, but only in the form of his centre back, Pangracic, and he can only put it out for a corner. So Perisic knew he was in trouble. He's like, I'm not going to win this foot race with Neto. So that's something that Portugal can definitely exploit. We've seen both wingers, able to just basically run past their fullbacks. They don't have enough speed. See if they continue to play that check over the top run. I don't think either one of the right or left back can stay with the wingers that are playing today. So centre backs on each side will have to be alert. Very good corner. Ooh. And I think that was that Vega? Yeah, Renato Vega rose the highest and could not keep his head down. He's looking up to the heavens and can't believe it. He should have done better there. I mean, he's unmarked basically. Nobody even lays a hand on him. And at no point did anyone stop him. He should have done better. He knows it too. Uh-oh. Ruben Diaz. Let's see. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's that? What is that, Diaz? Diaz say, I'm in front of him. I don't see him. You're too damn lie, man. What was that glance? But I don't see him. It's a lie. And the lie detector says, the lie detector says you did see him. Oh, good turn. And that's a foul. What good play by Susic there. Good footwork. Left Vega for dead. And looks like the Portuguese don't want the Croatians to have picnic. Bless up, Kimba, Swagwan. So Madrid here will take this set piece. So Luka Madrid here, people, with the set piece into the box. It's flicked away by Leao, or Mendes, sorry. No chance is taken by Stanisic there. Just plays it out. Neto takes a throw quickly, throws it back to Diaz. Diaz over to Vitinha. Vitinha looking to start the play. Finds Ronaldo, was dropped off deep to collect a pass. Here's Leao. Sorry, that's Mendes. Vitinha over to Diaz. Diaz allowed to dribble into Croatia's half. Plays it over back to Vitinha. Vitinha finds Leao. Leao over to Mendes. Mendes back to Vitinha. Leao back wide. Receives. Mendes tried to turn his marker but couldn't. Here's Croatia. And Croatia can't keep the ball. They go out to play with that one. Taken quickly. Here's Vitinha. Into midfield. That's Neves. Diaz over to Neto. Back to Diaz. Cancelo is just finding these little pockets if they can find him. There he is. This is patient here from Portugal. Not forcing anything, just making sure they like it before they play it. The angles and whatnot. Here is Cancelo. And that one is too long for Leao to be a throw to Croatia. Over the top. Portugal win the second ball. Here's Leao into Vitinha. Vega over to Cancelo. He's in the center circle. Looking for a pass forward. Just plays it wide to Neto, and that's well cut out by Perisic there. Throw to Portugal. So we've seen Perisic play winger for this team over the years. He plays a little bit more defensive for club now, so coach going with that today has him at left back. So yeah, here's Pedro Neto. He's gonna go back to his left foot. Finds Cancelo. Good run by Neto, not found by Cancelo. Cancelo on his left. Poor cross. Madrid will keep this one in, and does. Budimir trying to win that header. That time Diaz wins it. Remember, Diaz is on a yellow card, so we'll see how he manages that for the rest of the time. Bruno, Vitinha, Bruno, Cancelo, Neto. Here's Leo, 1v1. Good tackle. That was Vlasic back there defending. Couldn't find Budimir though, and it's going to be Portugal back in possession again. So Portugal definitely dominating possession early. Biggest chance of the match did fall to Bruno Fernandes. Mendes, Ronaldo, Vitinha, Mendes. Ooh, what a defensive header there. That was a crazy defensive play by Pangracic. Wow. I mean, that could have gone in his own goal, but he directed it wide of the target. That was really good defending. If that ball gets by him, I'm not sure which Portuguese player was running onto that one, but I think that would have been a goal. Still nil-nil. Corner again to Portugal. This time Mendes gone over to take an in-swinger. Last time it was an out-swinger from Rafael. Here's Mendes. Back stick. Oh, really should be doing better there at the back stick, João Neves. He was unmarked. Came through a lot of bodies though, so maybe he was unsighted. It looks like we are going to have the hydration break now. So nil-nil, people. Anything surprising about the game so far? I think what I call is kind of playing out. You can see Croatia is not in the business of making this a back and forth game, even when they've had counter opportunities and kind of take them time with it, you know. One thing is for sure, if they can isolate the fullbacks, you can see that the Portuguese wingers have a speed advantage. But the most effective player of the day, and I think Portugal has been guilty of this so far, they have all this speed around the field and everybody want the ball to them feet. The one time they had a clear chance in this game so far was when a run was made in behind by Leo. It was played, a through pass was played to him, and the cutback had a wide open opportunity. But without that initial through pass, if that just goes to Leo's foot and then beat the player, maybe it don't open up the way it does. So I think they need to keep trying them passes where they're splitting the lines and playing in behind those diagonals, whether to Neto or to Leo. So Croatia, they need to have a little more confidence on the ball. I feel like, especially when they're getting pressed, you know, they have to have the guts to try to play through it. Budimir hasn't been able to um, Budimir hasn't been able to link up with anybody. And I think that might be a part of what Dalic is saying. Like, if we go to him and he heads it down and there's no one there, what's the point? We got to get closer to him if we're going to play that pass. But that's something that the high press can cause because you are not ready to really go direct, but you have to because you get impressed. So the other players that would be around that player aren't close enough to him to affect the game when he knocks it down or whatever the case is. So it's a difficult one for Croatia because they do want to keep the game kind of a bit slower, don't make it too transitional, but you know, they might be missing opportunities playing like that. But I think Croatia's coach, if I could read the signal of what he was saying, it sounded like he's telling Vlasic and Baturina to get a little closer to Budimir so that he can combine with them. At least one of the two. Ronaldo said, brother, I'm not getting no rotted ball. What do you think Ronaldo just tell them a while ago? You've had a little like like a look of like, come on guys. But I don't know. I don't trying to figure out what I think he's saying there. Neto played a really good ball to him, but man, I think it was Stanisic kind of eased him out of the header. All right, look at the difference already. So Budimir is up there with Vlasic right side of him, and look at that. Them win the second ball. Referee, okay, it falls to Batarina. Block shot. Now Perisic, first time he's attacked into the box. Right foot cross, blocked. And Croatia will reset all the way back. But you saw Dalic there. I mean, literally, I don't speak Croatian. I didn't hear him, but I could tell he was telling the attackers to get closer to Budimir when they go direct. And right then, Budimir challenged for the ball because there was a second player there. They won the second. So anybody think that the hydration break is not something for one of the teams, then it just haven't watched the World Cup keenly enough. Because that was the clear message after that, and they got some of the first touches they've had inside the opposition box in that last attack. Now they're on the ball still. That's a great ball. Here's Vlasic on the ball. Oh, what? Offside? Really? Sure. That Vlasic timed his run perfectly, but let's see. Oh yeah, he was already starting from offside position, basically. That was a wicked pass though, whoever played that pass there. And Vlasic did well as well to beat who is that? Oh, that's is that Nelly Furtado? Is that who that was? I think that was Nelly Furtado. I know she kinda there was a big thing about her because she's not as skinny as she used to be. I think she happens to look good like this, but there was a big thing about people shaming her and stuff, body shaming her and stuff. People are not sense, man. Joe Cancelo, that's a good ball. And none of the Portuguese could get a definitive touch on that. I think Cancelo just played that into a dangerous area. I think Bruno was the first man that made the run through, and then Ronaldo was backing up with a secondary run as well. Oh man. I think in the end, Ronaldo never know to go with him foot or him head. Come on, man. Don't give that as a penalty, man. A brief check before they started the play. Portugal back in possession. Here comes Leo. Good tackle. Yeah, beat the first player. Vlasic covered for his right back. And there's Leo, always smiling on the pitch. All right. Portugal in possession. João Neves. Vega. Neves. Here's Mendes to Leao. Here's Vitinha. Across to Ruben Diaz. Diaz White and Neto. Huh. That's crazy. So Portugal right now, I think they're kind of biding their time a little bit as well now. They just want to ensure that they're, moving around this Croatian defense before going at them. They want to get them out of their shape. That's a good ball, but a little loose from Neto. Croatia end up with it. Here's Perisic. Down the line. Not really intended for the player. It's just a safe pass. And Batterina couldn't do nothing with that for sure. The one time, I'll say it again, the one time Portugal played a pass behind the defense for someone to run onto, it was a big chance created. That happened in the first 5 minutes. I haven't seen it again since. Here's Ronaldo. Wide to Leao. Leao 1v1 with Stanisic. Decides to reset to Vitinha. Vitinha over to Diaz. Diaz has plenty space in front of him over the top. Bruno keeps it in. Chest it down. Mendes still on the ball. Plays it out wide. That's across the box. Controlled. And oof. Bruno Fernandes trying his best to get Portugal on the score sheet. Livakovic kind of upset with himself, I think, for the first parry. Parried it straight back out into the path of Bruno. I'm not sure he could have done much more, though. It was deflected, so he had to get down quickly. Leao will take this in swinging corner. Taking short. Bruno. Cancelo. Mendes. On his right foot now. Not the worst strike in the world. Oh, and that's a good ball. It's a 1v1 here. Well done. Oh, is he caught? No, the referee says that was clean. And that was Pedro Neto, one of the fastest players on the team, putting in some defensive work for them. Yo. Vlasic went overboard there. Shoulder. You can do shoulder to shoulder, but you can't do shoulder to back. So that was a free kick given away near the half line. Bruno, you aren't the captain. Ooh. He got a bit of Batterina there as well as the ball. And Vlasic a bit overzealous trying to win that one. So it will be a free kick to Portugal. Taken quickly. Vitinha. Back to Bruno. Back to Mendes. Vega. Nuno Mendes. Rafael Leao. Vitinha. Yo, bro. Yo, I watch too much football. Didn't I tell you guys that it's going to be interesting to see how Cancelo and Neto play because the two of them want to be in the same space? So for the first time today, a ball play out there and Cancelo literally take the ball from Neto. Like I knew that was going to happen. They both want to attack the same spaces. Oh boy. That's why partnerships in football are so important, bro. That's why I wouldn't play Neto and him on the same side for that what just happened right there. Because Neto don't want to vacate that space and go central at all. Cancelo will, but if you don't direct him to do it, they're going to end up running into each other from time to time, and it happened there. I never tell you that before the game, that Neto and Cancelo are running in the same space a lot. Man, them literally tackle them one another a while ago. Vitinha. Diaz back to Vitinha. This is better from Croatia. They seem to be getting a handle on how they want to build out. So it's looking a lot better, in terms of them blocking off channels and passes. Bro, call it for the two side them, no sir. Bruno selling that foul, man. Loose touch, man. Don't reward him for making a bad touch. Yeah, so Portugal, I think they started the game really well, created some chances, but Croatia seemed to have kind of gotten a handle on what they're doing, and they haven't been as effective attacking since the timeout. Seemed like tactically they figured out a few things because Portugal is not finding it as easy to breach this back line as they were in the first, say, 15 minutes or so. Vega and Portugal and another thing Croatia has successfully done, they have slowed the pace of the game down to walking, and that definitely favors Croatia. I mean, Portugal literally has no urgency in possession right now, just passing the ball around, no incision, not breaking any lines, just defender, pass to the midfield, it might go back to the defense again. Vitinha, he goes wide. Here is Neto. Cancelo is not in the way this time. He's gone more central. Now Neto is gone central, so Cancelo should come back out wide. Vega. Cancelo dropping deeper now. Over the top. And Bruno does well to shield. It's going to be a corner to Portugal. Again, a vertical run, and they get a corner from it. Dwight Spencer, Portugal versus Croatia is like watch golf. Enough walking, technique, tactics. Yeah, it's a very tactical game so far. The action ain't that much. But I knew that Croatia was going to, well, I didn't know, but I thought Croatia would try to kind of steer the game into this type of pace. At the end of the day, there's a reason why they're playing 40-year-olds and 38-year-olds and 37-year-olds. They're still the best players they have. So in order to have them stay on the field longer, they cannot afford for it to become too transitional. And they've done a good job of that so far. Taking short. Neto, top of the box, Bruno. Over to Cancelo. Cancelo drops it off. Mendes into the box. That's cleared well by Croatia. Second ball will be won by Stanisic. Thought about kicking long, but probably saw nobody up the field. And he wins a throw. It's a loose pass across the field, but it's dealt with well enough by Perisic. He just heads it down. Veteran play. Kovacic gets it now. Deep in the defensive third on the left side. Prograncic, good composure here, just dribbling across his box. They don't want to go long. Good ball down the right-hand side, and this is better from Croatia. Now is when you go through them. Play it. All right. What a run back and tackle by Leo. And there's a player free. Oh my gosh, Perisic couldn't get it, man. Here's Perisic on the left-hand side. Looking to put a cross in the box. Can't get by Pedro Neto. That's good defending, but a very good backup play there. by Kovacic. He knew Neto was just trying to push it and run because he couldn't catch him. But he read that and cut it out. So Croatia still on the ball. Croatia now driving to midfield. Here's Susic. Tries to find the player. Budimir looked like he might have been, well, I'm not sure who that was, but player looked like he might have been pulled down. Did not call. So now it's the first little transition here. But Leao just decides to not go. He just stops. I don't understand why he did that. Why wouldn't he continue to run just now? Weird. I don't think Portugal realized that their way to win this game is to make sure that the game gets a little faster. Or maybe they don't think that that's their best way to win, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, Leao had a counter chance there to keep running and he just stopped the play. So I don't know. I don't know why he did that. It doesn't make sense to me. Here's Leao now on the left. Step over. Cutting inside now, looking for a pass. Plays it back to Vega. Vega over to Diaz. On the halfway line, coming to the back, the center circle now. Good flick by Ronaldo. Fernandez can't get by his marker though. And now Croatia will try to counter. Play on, good play on by the referee. Plenty of space down the left-hand side for Kovacic. Big switch is on, but he doesn't use it. Here's Kovacic. Plays it short to Baturina. Baturina has one to beat. It is Diaz. Gets by him. Into the box. It's cut out by Cancelo. Second header cleared by Cancelo as well. Neto wins the second ball. Here is Bruno. Bruno to Neto. Neto running across the field finds Leao. And Leao is content with just walking. I mean, is Leao tired? Why is it? I mean, Leao is acting as if it's the 120th minute of an extra time game. Why has he decided to not run anymore? I don't understand. He must be tired. I mean, it is the end of the first half, so maybe he's just tired. But boy, it's two straight opportunities now. Him get the ball and could have run with it, and him just decide to just stop the play and pass it back. Here's Cancelo. Wide on the right, so Neto is nowhere over here right now. I don't know where is Neto. So Neto is actually the closest player to the goal, and now Neto retreats back to his spot. But again, Portugal looking a bit out of sorts since the hydration break in attack. They haven't really put anything together of note. And Croatia, the last few times they have entered the final third, actually look like they have numbers and they could maybe create something. So Croatia definitely ending off the half better in my estimation. But we know Portugal's quality and I can flip at any time. But I do think that Croatia, I won't say they figured them out, but they definitely are limiting them much more than they were at the start of the game. Ain't no question about that. Here's Pedro Neto on the ball again. Going into the middle, passes to Vitinha. Vitinha lays it back to Diaz. I think Vitinha has made maybe 2 forward passes this whole game. Here is Leao. Leao on the ball. Step over doesn't quite work. Getting closed down. Now he's double teamed. He keeps it though. And he plays a poor pass. Will he be able to get around? I didn't think so. Susic tried to push it and go around Mendes. That wasn't going to work. No, really? I mean, I guess, I don't know, bro. Man didn't touch you, man. All right, that's a somewhat forward pass by Vitinha. Here's Neto on the flank. Cancelo running into the space. Far post. And this should be a goal. Ooh, Rafael Leao arrived at the perfect time after the cutout header by Croatia. It fell to him. It would have been a difficult volley to score at that angle, but I'm sure he thinks he could have done better there. The volley ends up going way over the bar, but it was falling nicely to him. He just probably didn't have the time to let it fall where it needed to because there was a player closing him down, but half chance, I would say. Perisic over the top. This is not Budemir's game, but he's going to chase for the hell of it. And Ruben Diaz gets fouled. Taken quickly, about little more than 2 minutes left in the first half. Then we'll get to injury time. Still 0-0. Wherever Rafa's supposed to be, he's not there. And a ball out Rafa. He wanted to tuck in. So Budimir, I think, has been hitting the head a number of times in the game. It's been a battle with him and Diaz. Diaz hot. Diaz has played really good in this World Cup, though. I have to give him credit. Diaz ain't even that old, you know. He just look like him old. I think he's like still in his late 20s, I think. Yeah, 29. So yeah, I'm almost 30. Just turned 30 with you in May. I mean, just turned 29 in May. So I feel like he's older, but he's not. One thing I haven't seen from Croatia yet today is their patented long-range shot, which is rare, because usually them crack a few from outside the box, and usually them accurate too. Here's Kovacic. Don't really have a pass. You'll have to change the play, and he does. Neto does good defensive work there. And that will be the end of the first half. So a cagey 0-0 draw right now. You can tell this is two teams that know what they're doing, because I think in a way they've kind of nullified each other for the most part. I think Portugal had the clearer chances, had the best spell of the game, which was the start of the game for me. And even though they've had a lot of the possession and even a lot of the territory, I think the coach won't be so happy with the lack of well, I won't say lack of chances, because they every now and again they would create a chance, but I mean it was just a marked difference for me after the water break. I think most of the best things that they did happened prior to that water break happening. But the stats for the game are like this: 70 to 31%. I said that Croatia might need more than that of the ball, but what I didn't factor in was, if they don't have the ball, how quickly is Portugal attacking? And I think they've done a good job of slowing down Portugal's attack. It's not this quick fire thing that they're having to face. They're still getting good opportunities because the players are just damn good. But I don't think it's become a fast-paced game, which is good for them. 0.97 and haven't gotten a goal, so they should have probably had a goal by now. Portugal, 4 big chances. I think a couple of those might have come on the same play, though, to be honest. No, the first shot of the game was a big chance. And then Bruno's second shot of the game was also a big chance. So that's one action with 2 big chances right there. And then the other big chances in the half, definitely Renato Vega from a corner. So that was a, non-open play, big chance created. And then João Neves, again, a huge chance on the back post. But guess what? That's another non-open play, big chance. So really and truly, they have not created a big chance in open play since the 4th minute of the game. So my eyes are not telling tricks on me, because I'm starting to talk and I'm looking at the stats and seeing 4 big chances. I'm saying, right, did I miss some chances? But no, I didn't. All that happened before the water break. 9 shots to 3, 2 saves for Livakovic, 1 save for Diogo Costa. It was a very easy save though. 6 corners to none. Portugal have attempted almost 200 more passes. Of course, Croatia off the ball more, have more tackles than them. 1 yellow card given in the game, and that has gone to Ruben Diaz for an elbow. 1 shot on target, so it's even in terms of a shot that might have actually scored, which would on target, right? Then you see most of the game being played away from Portugal's goal. Touches in opposition box, 9 for Portugal, 3 for Croatia. Final third entries, that's probably the largest margin I've seen at the World Cup so far. 52 entries for Portugal, 7 for Croatia. And the crazy part is both teams have 1 shot on target. So, you know, they are letting them do things, even letting them get into the final third, but they have defended extremely well once they have gotten there. Duels are dead heat 50-50% there. A little bit better in the air, Portugal, and a little bit better on the ground duels, Croatia. Croatia 2 of 2 on dribbles, Portugal 4 of 9. Crosses, Croatia 1 of 4, 2 for 14 for Portugal. Neither side really going long that much. Portugal, though, when they do go long, connecting a lot of them, 10 of 17. Croatia, on the other hand, 6 of 22. And I bet you most of those 6 was once they had the hydration break and got some more players close to Budimir for the second ball. Both goalkeepers keeping a clean sheet, so they'll be happy about that. You see the defensive stats here. Recoveries, clearances, interceptions, and total tackles. Now, as far as the individuals go, highest rated player on Portugal in the first half was Nuno Mendes. Vitinha right behind him, and Ruben Diaz, even on the yellow card, had a really good score as well. I think Bruno Fernandes looked like he was going to be very, very influential at the start of the game, but he kind of faded towards the end of the first half, much like most of the Portuguese players, to be fair. Neto putting in a lot of work defensively, but not really giving you what you need in the attack. Leo, I think starting him was a surprise for me. He just hasn't shown the type of form to be, ready to play, from the start. But looked promising in the start, early part of the game, had a great run in behind. He set a big chance for Bruno Fernandes, and then, had another good cross that was barely cut out that was heading towards Fernandes as well. But since then, he's been very, very quiet. This is the start that I think, if I'm his coach, I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, I started you, you're in the game. How is it that you only have 1 progressive carry today? Like, you're a dribbler. You're supposed to go by people. That's what you do. Couple times, him get the ball on the left, and he just was reluctant to drive with it. He just want to pass it back. Don't understand it. And even in situations when it called for him to do it, he's not doing it. So that's strange. Sutalo playing well. I don't know why this guy Pograncic have such a low score, because he's been doing really well in centre back as well. Perisic and Stanisic, after getting beaten that first play of the game, has not put a foot wrong after that. So the right side working well. Vlasic and Stanisic, Baturina not in the game as much as Croatia would like, and definitely Susic has just been kicking down people for the most part, not really involved enough in the game for me. Kovacic and Modric, kind of passengers right now. They don't have enough of the ball for them to really influence it. But in the second half, people, I think Croatia probably comes out and does much of the same to start the second half. Now, as far as Portugal is concerned, is it enough cause of concern how that half ended to go ahead and change something at halftime? If you are Portugal's coach, would you make a change? Me personally, because they started the game off the way they did, I would give this group, I would just lay into them and say, listen, how come we couldn't finish the half how we started it, right? And I would give this group another 10, 15 minutes, maybe 10. And if it don't change by 55, then yes, I'm bringing in some changes. Conceição has been one of the first that he likes to make. Could be Felix for Leo as well. Maybe he thinks that Bernardo can give him something in that midfield that the other two can't. Who knows? I don't know what he'll go with. But I do think that Martinez will probably give the starters at least another 10 minutes to see if them can put some things right. And if I'm Croatia, I'm not changing a thing. I'll leave it just the same for now. We can wait until about 60, 65 minutes, even 70 minutes to see what needs to be done, who needs to be subbed off. You kind of have to keep in mind that more than likely Luca can't go the full game. So, that's a sub that you have to be mindful of making or having to make. So yeah, I think the coach will play it a bit safer. Also knowing that there's a chance that we play 120 minutes of football after this 90 minutes is finished. 30 more minutes after this 90 minutes is finished. That would be rough if extra time was 120 minutes. My gosh. But yeah, people, make a breakdown of the first half. Some of the things I said would happen actually did happen. So gonna give me some credit because I am paying attention. But look, for me, Croatia, they're holding their own. They're doing well. I think the coach would probably want them to be a little bit more of a threat. There were opportunities where they could have got something on target or some kind of good cross in that first half, and maybe a little hesitancy to pull the trigger, or I don't know what it is, but I need to test the goalkeeper from distance as well. I mean, that's one of their strengths. They have a lot of players with good technical ability to strike from range. We haven't really seen that happen yet in this game. So that's something I would be emphasizing at halftime from Croatia. Luka, Mateo, Sucic, Vlasic, Baturina, all of you. Budimir, if you run onto a ball and you're outside the box, take shots. Try it. You never know. And usually them accurate too, so it's not like you'll be wasting them. But yeah, not the biggest spectacle in the world, but I enjoyed it for the tactical, the things I saw tactically both coaches trying to do. I just thought it was so hilarious when that play happened. I think it was Vitinha played the ball wide and it was going to Neto. And because Cancelo is kind of in that space, he ran and kind of collected the pass when Neto was going to get it. And I had actually previewed or predicted that that was going to happen from time to time on that right side because both of them like to occupy the same exact area. And in fairness to them, that was the only time it actually happened. But it was just funny to me that it did actually happen in the first half. Yeah. All right, people, hold on. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just turning off the cam for a second. Put this on screen. Yo, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Not many predictions happened before the game, so since it's still 0-0, you guys can still drop your predictions in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna stick with my draw at the end of 90 minutes. I said 2-2. And it could still be that, but based on how the first half went, I think a 1-1 or 0-0 even is more likely at this point. But we'll see what happens with that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Was that a boring first half, like what Dwight Spence was saying? Or did you enjoy it like I did because I'm such a tactical nerd? Do I have to turn off subscribers only? I'm not getting no comments, people. What go on? Will I not sleep? I said the much boring. Or is a bunch of silent commenters today? True, I didn't have time for true. And I wonder why my belly start growling in the first half. Oh, yeah, it smell good. Why if you cook?
I will be consuming. Respect, Michelle. Thank you. Sometimes all I need is a little appreciation, you know. But to be totally honest, people, I enjoy doing this regardless. But I greatly appreciate those words just the same. Yeah, man. So what you guys think? I mean, I don't. If I'm a coach in this game right now, I wouldn't be panicking per se. I think I would be definitely talking to Rafael and saying, "Listen, man, like, why don't you take on this guy that you're playing against? Like, why?" I mean, he stopped you one time and then you decided not to try again. You have a running behind since the first play of the game. Go, go, go. Muffin, go. Why are you coming back to me? I said go. You don't know what go mean? Muffin, go. Finally, go means go. Well, make sure I don't miss the start of the second half, you know. Go, 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 go. And I'm like, kind of bring go. All right, so don't miss nothing, people. Big, yo, Telemundo have some different commercial, you know. I first me I see that Messi commercial there. Oh no, no, it's not. Messi and Beckham. See that one there already. So you guys think what you guys thought of Spain performance today? You think that puts them back in the favorites or amongst the favorites? Was that enough to say, boy, maybe them can do a thing and go further than maybe we thought, or what? I'm not sure. I think at times they looked really good. At times they look kind of pedestrian today. So I'm not really sure yet. How well Spain will do once they get into like those crunch matches later in the tournament. Um, but I also have a feeling like Spain is kind of just doing what needs to be done at this point. And there's another gear that they can probably go to. I think the scary part about France though is, have they really been tested at the World Cup yet? I guess Senegal played them really well in that game, I thought, when you look back at it. Um, Norway was decent, but I think they always knew that they could get the better of that defense regardless. So they kind of, I wouldn't say they played the game in first gear, but I think the interesting thing is going to be, as this tournament continues, how do some of these teams that really haven't faced any adversity as yet in the tournament, how do they react if they do face some, that's the thing that we're going to have to wait to see. So I'm in a chat with some friends of mine, and one of my brethren them say with the quality in midfield for Portugal, is crazy that they don't create many chances. But I think the main reason for that is the lack of verticality. You know, they don't. Like I said, one biggest chance and clearest chance they got was a through pass played to a winger that set up a potential cross or cutback, and they have not done that again, not one time. So yeah. Bernardo on the right wing should be more effective than Neto. Boy, CK, I don't know. I don't know. The reason why I say I don't know is I think I don't think so. Honestly, I think Bernardo would be better in this team as one of the two in midfield. I would take off Neves and bring him on, because I think Bernardo would be better at finding the next level of players with the passes. You know, he'll find the angle to play the pass to Bruno to then have Bruno combine. He'll find the angle to play the pass to Leo direct behind the defense. You know, I don't think Vitinha and Neves, for as good as they are, I don't think that's really a strength of their game. They're very good at retaining possession, you know, but when you look at that PSG team, there's a lot of other players that might play that final pass. You know, Vitinha can, don't get me wrong, it's not like he can't, but I mean, he's more concerned with making it tick and keeping it ticking. I think Neves is the same thing. Neves is more of a worker. I mean, he's technical too, but he just puts in a lot of work and running. So maybe that's what's keeping him on the field over Bernardo. But I think Bernardo would unlock doors better from that central area than Neves or Vitinha even. Spain hasn't shown up yet, which is why we shouldn't take them lightly. Yeah, I agree. I think there were glimpses today in a part of the performance where you say, rotted. If this Spain team put it together, they will be good. But I agree. I don't think they've really had to, you know, come out of a certain gear yet, which is why I won't take them lightly. I mean, I know they still have a solid team. They have very good players on their day. I mean, they can beat pretty much anybody that they would come up against. So that is a good reason to not take them lightly, because I do think that Ratted, I nearly miss a goal or score. How are we going so? Side netting for Kovacic. So it looked like that took a deflection on the way to the side netting, so it's going to be a corner for Croatia. Boy, none only in the chat couldn't tell me say the game start back, man. Let's stay a chat off my face. All right, here is Modric. He'll take an in-swinger from the left side. He goes short. Baterina, Kovacic. Back to Modric into the box. That's Leao chest it down, but not the right decision. And he gave up a shot, and it's just wide from Vlasic. Vlasic probably wants that one back, wants to test the keeper with that. Portugal play out quickly into midfield. Here is Bruno. Looks like there's one change. So it looks like they did make the change up front. They have brought on, that's not Musa though. Who the hell did they bring on? Okay, so Matanovic comes on, Igor Matanovic. He is at Freiburg now, and younger striker, 23 years of age. Decent season. Start about half the games, got 7 goals in a mainly substitute role. So let's see what he brings to the table. Looks to have a very similar profile to Budimir, a taller player. Good back to goal as well, more than likely. But let's see. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen him play before. So I don't know exactly how he plays, but just based on his body type, I'm going to say he's another type of target forward. Looks to have a little bit more speed on him, though, from the little sprint I saw him do just now. So that might add another dimension to the counter attacks. That's poor again from Leo, giving it away. Here come Croatia. And Vlasic can't keep control of it. Vitinha piles the substitute. And then he has to foul him. Vitinha plays it wide to Leao. Leao in space. Vlasic was in front of him. Croatia doing a really good job on both flanks of making sure that Baterina and Vlasic can be the first engagement to the winger, because they know that they're trying to pull out the right back and then make a run into that space that they would vacate. So in order to prevent that, they're making sure that the first player to see the winger is actually the left or right midfielder, which is a good tactic, because they do what Portugal like to do is to try to isolate two players wide and then use the space that they vacated with a third runner. So obviously they have seen that and made an adjustment there. Good tackle from Modric in midfield. Portugal do well to win it right back, and it's a foul. I don't like the call, but I do think it was the right one. I do think it was the right call. Croatia playing out from the back. Here's Stanisic. Actually, Sutalo, he finds, who is that? Kovacic. Kovacic plays it short. Progancic. Now back to Kovacic into midfield. Here's Modric looking for a pass. Dribbles it forward, lays it off. Now they reset back to the back line. Here's Kovacic again. Modric back to Kovacic. Kovacic down the left and didn't really have anywhere to go, but he wins a throw. Quickly taken. Here's Matanovic. Good turn into midfield. Will he try a shot? No, he won't. Finds Vlasic out wide. Good numbers here for Croatia. Can they get across into the box? Stanisic is free into the box. And it's at the back stick, Perisic. And it's 1-0. It's 1-0 to Croatia. You could see the numbers in the box when they got the ball wide. The cross came in. Matanovic made himself big. They couldn't challenge him for it. It falls to Perisic. And what a perfect player for that to fall to. We've seen Perisic in the World Cup. I mean, in many World Cups, finish those chances on the back post. And he made no mistake there. Had the time to control it, make a sandwich, have some dinner, and he still had the time to put it into the goal. It's 1-0 to Croatia. So first blood in this match to Croatia. And maybe, just maybe, that means this game will open up a little bit. He is very good. Surely Croatia can do this. There we go. As soon as you said they can, why you never said that 45 minutes ago so we could have seen a goal? So let's see. Everybody attracted to the ball there. Cancelo is in no man's land, really. He's way too central. There's no other player for him to mark. And he's just cheating and kind of ball watching. And in doing so, leaves Perisic. And it wasn't a clean first or second touch. But what it was a very clean third touch. And that gets into the goal. And it's 1-0 Croatia. And their fans rejoice as they get the job done and take this 1-0 lead. So what will the response be from Portugal? That is the question. What will the response be from the Portuguese? Need a refreshment.
Oh, it's just now?
Luckily, it was my shoe. Hey. Yeah, people. Sorry about that. Watch out! Oh, ho, 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 ho. That was almost 2-0, people. But the ref said it's a what? Offside? Problems. Let me see. Oh, most definitely. Clearly offside. Clearly offside. That was almost a double 2-0 lead, but quite obviously offside. No need to go to VAR or anything. Let's see if the urgency for Portugal picks up here, because at times it's like they don't realize this is a round of 32 knockout game. It's like, I mean, they got to pick it up here. They have to. But this is gonna be, I won't even call this a big upset. I mean, going into this game, I had it finish in a draw, and then we'd be at the mercy of the PKs. Just had a feeling like maybe Portugal could outlast Croatia, right? And again, there's still plenty of game left to play, and Portugal most definitely have the better. Oh, Leo of the post! What a strike from Leo! Why don't you just play like that consistently, brother? Get the ball and do something. Into the box, Ronaldo can't get to him. Livakovic comes out off of his line, but Livakovic was beaten. All ends up there by that shot from Leo off the crossbar out. But warning signs there for Croatia that this game is far from over, and I think they know that. Can't expect Portugal to just play dead at this point. They're probably going to start to apply more pressure, a little more urgency. That's a great ball into midfield, well taken down by Batarina. And it's a 3v3 situation. Here comes the runner down the left side. Find him. Yeah, man. Here is Perisic. Onto his right foot. Ooh. That was actually Susic making the run wide. He started the play, controlling it, bringing it down. And then he made a great run into the space that no one was at in the left. Fake like he was going to take a cross. Cutting on his right foot. I think he tried to give Diogo Costa the eyes there, looking far post and trying to kick it back near, but ended up kicking it way too straight, right at the feet of the goalkeeper. And it will now be a corner to Croatia, but it's looking like it is 1-0 Croatia, 1-0 Croatia. And here's a good play, and that's going to be a foul on Luka. What? He had to get a yellow card for that? I guess what, counter-attacking foul. Seemed like a quick yellow card there for Luka, but he didn't complain, so must have been a little more sinister than I saw. Yeah, no attempt to play the ball, maybe that's why. But I think it had more to do with breaking up a counter-attack more than anything. So Roberto Martinez has seen enough. It looks like he's going to throw on 4 new players at once. That's kind of crazy. Seems like a bit panic stations if you ask me, but that's what he'd like to do right now. So I see Flavio Conceição, I see Gonzalo Ramos, I see Bernardo Silva, and I see Nelson Semedo. So I wonder, people, is this the last of Cristiano Ronaldo at the World Cup if they lose today? So Fabrizio Romano put out a post that, oh, Ronaldo, good first. Oh, my word. He's offside. Don't do the Sue. Nobody do the Sue. Oh, that would have been a nice goal, though. Damn. For him to. And look, Ronaldo now is going to see the numbers up on the sideline. And he wants it checked because he thinks he's onside. Ooh, he just might be. He actually might be onside. Oh my word, this might count. And if this counts, Nitro, you're sure? Nitro, are you sure? His shoulder, yeah, his shoulder counts. So if that was a head, then yes. But boy, it looked close because the man right foot, based on the lines on the field. And I think Ronaldo is looking over to the sideline, and I think he knows that he might be seeing his number come up, and what a time to come off. If that goal is ruled out, you just see the ball going at the goal for the first time. And I think Ronaldo is looking over and thinking, based on the players he sees, that he's probably coming off. Or maybe not. I don't know. Will they take him off? Well, let's find out. So 18 off for 26. That's Neto for Conceição. That's like for like on the right side. Number 23, Vitinha out for Bernardo Silva. That's also another like for like in midfield. Number 8, Bruno Fernandes is off. What? Is that real? Is that real? That can't be Bruno Fernandes coming off. Ain't no way. So let's see the lines. What the way we get lines fast for Ronaldo offside? Cheese and peas, shoulder. Nitro call it to blow out the shoulder. I have to guess that that's the wrong number. So Bruno Fernandes did come off. So Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, João Cancelo, Pedro Neto for Bernardo Silva, Nelson Semedo, Gonzalo Ramos, and Francisco Conceição. So they've gone to 2 strikers, Ronaldo and Ramos, and they've taken off Bruno. That's crazy. He must be carrying a knock or something. I don't know how he would take him off. I wouldn't take him off. All types of records, 2 more for most offsides in World Cup history. Ronaldo is unsubbable question mark. Boy, I mean, I don't know. I wonder if the plan was to take off Ronaldo and then see that little outside goal and say, you know what? Can't take him off, you know. I'm going to score. What a ratted if him did come off just now, though. Right after him scored on it, barely offside goal. Oh my gosh. Oh, you never put that in, Leo? Wow. Hey, it looks like Vega got fouled there. That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty, bro. Vega is fucking tackled. Vega is tackled by Vlasic there. That should be a penalty. How do you not check that, brother? I mean, I'm all for contact in the box. You know, I'm an Arsenal fan, but that was a bit egregious. I'm sorry. I mean, literally, he's gonna have a free header if him don't get tackled. He has the runner of him. I mean, he tackles him straight up. Yeah, man. This is gonna be given as a penalty. So the ref has gone to look at the VAR screen, and I think once you see this in real time, slow mo, no matter how you see it, he's all over him. But this is gonna be a penalty. This is gonna be a penalty. Martin is a good coach, but he cannot manage stars. He failed Belgium's golden generation. Boy, I can't say him is a good coach, brother. I'm sorry. That's a part of being a good coach. You have to manage. You have to manage players. Yeah, man, it should be a penalty. Foul on Vlasic, man. It was obvious. Yeah, man, it's an obvious foul. I want you to look at Vlasic right now. I bet you every other Croatian are complaining except him. He knows it. He knows it. Please, Miss Ronaldo. CK, sad to say. Well, not sad to say. I think Ronaldo is going to score this. Ronaldo said, vamos. Yeah, I don't think he's going to miss either, Nitro. I think he's going to bury this. Now, Livakovic is a very good penalty keeper, though. Very good. So, if he dives the right way, Ronaldo will have to kick a good penalty to score. Because Livakovic is a very good penalty stopper. It's a part of why they made it to the World Cup final. Here is Ronaldo from the spot. And he goes down the middle. Smart boy. The man not take no check with no left or right side, brother. The man say, yo, down the middle. So it's 1-1, people. Game on. And if you notice, the minute they got scored on, the Portuguese intensity step up. They started to play the game faster. And them fashion a few chants and them hit the crossbar. They cannot play a slow tempo against this team. They're gonna keep them in the game. But yeah, from it happened. I said it in real time. Like that's a penalty. To be. And Ronaldo just said, I'm going straight down the middle. What a Ross if Livakovic just stand up, man. But that was Ronaldo saying, I'm not gonna miss. I'm gonna just put this straight down the middle. Semedo, fresh legs down the right, clears it. So still only the one sub for Croatia. The striker came off at halftime. So still a lot of moves to be made by Croatia's coach here. But he's sticking with what he has on the field for now. But it's game on, people. It is game on. 1-1. And the hydration break is here. So this should be a very, very thrilling end to this game now. Both teams on the score sheet. 1-1. All to play for. And the Croatian players a little dejected, but they know that there's not a lot they could have done about that. I mean, Vlasic, if Vlasic is honest with his team, he'll tell them, listen, I got beat and I panicked and I pulled him down. It looks like Mario Pasalic will be coming on. It may actually be. Oh, okay. So Baterina is out and Pasalic will come on for him. That's Mario. Marco and Mario. Mario is the Atalanta player, 31 years of age now. He's been at Atalanta a while. Yeah, since 2020. So he's been there for a good little while. Didn't even know that this man was a Chelsea player. He was bought in 2014 by Chelsea. And I don't think this man ever played 1 minute for Chelsea. He got on the loan brigade and loan out every damn year until he was finally bought by Atalanta after a long loan spell with them. So, and he's been there ever since. 31 now, but he has played at 2 World Cups now. And this season, still had quite a few starts, only 3 goals, 4 assists, but he kind of has been, he used to be more of a forward, wide forward type player, and the older he gets, he's kind of morphing into more of a midfielder. But for this Croatia team, I'm sure he'll be deployed on one of the flanks. Or it could be that they go with a bit more of a 2 forward system and just play him a little closer to Budimir. That could happen too. But Cristiano Ronaldo, on the score sheet from the penalty spot, Penaldo himself. But this restart will come for Croatia in the attacking third, a throw by Perisic on the left flank. And it looks like he's going to throw this one as far as he can. Referee letting him know that the commercial break is not over, so you have to wait. You have to rate Ronaldo's confidence. Is this what they call heart, or is it great talent? LOL. It's a bit of both. Yeah, you can't doubt his fighting spirit, that's for sure. I'm going to try as hard as he can. Vega, wide to Leao. Leao with a good pass into Ramos. Good first touch. Plays it out to Mendes. Mendes kind of took too long to control that ball, but wins it back. One back again by Croatia. One back by Portugal now. Leao plays it centrally. Here's Diaz in the center circle. Plenty space in front of him. Here's Semedo. Semedo to Conceição. I haven't seen him really get on the ball yet. Here's Semedo again. Resets to Diaz. Diaz looking for an opening. Plays it wide. And that's João Neves. Neves tried to force a ball through to Semedo, but that's good shielding by Pongrancic, and it's going to be a goal kick to Croatia. So Croatia will be using up all of the 5-second count that they can, but they have used it up now, so they play Pongrancic. And I don't think Croatia realized that Portugal have stepped up their pressure just a bit, so they need to. And that's a foul on Matanovic there. Free kick to Portugal. And of course, they're in Toronto, so Drake is in the crowd. Hopefully, he didn't say that he didn't choose which side was going to win, because he's like a curse when he say a team going to win. So if you're a Portugal fan, you better pray him never say Portugal going to win. And if you're a Croatia fan, you better pray him never say Croatia going to win. Here's Rafael. One to beat. Has Stanisic spin around. Don't know what to do, but that's a good tackle at the end of the day. Leo goes down holding his ankle, but I don't think there was a foul there. You can't play that kind of pass to Modric again, brother. Here is Mendes. Oh, challenge again. And Croatia winning the little 50-50s here in midfield. And eventually they play it out to Perisic. Acres of space down the left-hand side. Doesn't have much support over there, so he's just going to dribble until he has support. Finds it in the middle. And it should have been played back to him by Sucic, but Sucic got taken out of it there. And then Croatia win it back. So no team can really keep possession right now. Kovacic, what a driving run again. Into the far post. Oh, off the post by Kovacic. Back into the box. Matanovic sets it up for Kovacic again. Oh, Kovacic, unlucky, my boy. Unlucky. That was a brilliant run through midfield. Somebody in the chat mentioned how well he drives. And that was a brilliant. He used Vega as a shield, curled it around him. Looks like Diogo Jota was beaten. I keep saying Diogo Jota. Sleep in peace, my general. Diogo Costa was beaten. And then the second one on the secondary attack, headed down by Matanovic to the top of the box, and a side volley had to be tipped over by Costa there. And as you say, all them Penaldo. All right, Modric with the outswinger from the right-hand side into the box. Ooh, and that was first contact by Matanovic, the big striker, but he couldn't keep it down. And they play quickly. And Conceição 1v4, but that's dealt with easily by Pongranic. And here is Modric. Modric finds a good pass to Vlasic. Vlasic lays it off to Kovacic. Kovacic. And it just seems like they have more numbers now. And here's into the box goes Croatia. This falls to Matanovic. Can he get off a shot? Good move. Oh, what a save again by Costa. I was wondering why Matanovic didn't shoot faster, but he actually did well to open up the chance. Cut his angle a bit, but Costa with some very good goalkeeping off his line fast to break down the angle. Yep. beating Nuno Mendes there. Mendes sold out trying to block the shot, didn't go for it, and the game is now turned into a classic all of a sudden. Here's Modric now. Lays it off for Stanisic. Stanisic back to Modric. Good patience. Modric didn't have the angle, but still tried to cross it. It's blocked for a throw. So the 41-year-old Modric, or 40-year-old of him, is holding up pretty well. Still looking like he has some more left in the tank for this game. Stanisic. Susic. Plays it to Luka. Luka, central to Kovacic. Kovacic closed down by Ronaldo. Ronaldo trying to show some pressing. Good turn by Susic. There's Susic again. Plays it wide to Stanisic. Can we get it into the box? Good cross. A lot of holding there at the back post, but no foul. Ramos plays a loose pass up into the air, and Leao does not deal with it well. Taken away by Stanisic into midfield. Here's Kovacic. Exchanging passes. Here's Luka. Luka playing it all the way out to the left side. This is going to be Perisic taking it down by the corner flag. Right-footed cross into the box. Floated on him a bit. And good first and second touch by Leao there. Here's Mendes. Mendes on the ball. Mendes going long. Think he was going towards Conceição, but it was a poor pass. And this will go straight to Croatia. That's well won in midfield, and that's a brilliant ball by Luka Modric out to the left-hand side. Perisic is just in acres of space constantly. That's a good cross as well. Ooh, unlucky. Unlucky. Pasalic almost got on the end of that one. Here's Leao trying to dribble out of pressure. Finds Bernardo. Bernardo closed down quickly. Ronaldo plays it wide to Leao. Leao beats one. Can't beat the second, and it's going to be a throw. Ronaldo telling his team to calm down a bit. Here is Bernardo Silva. Yet to see him really influence the game since coming on. Let's see if he can get on the ball for Portugal a bit. And that should be a foul on Croatia. No call. Wow, unbelievable. Looks like the defender just ran through the Portuguese guy, but no call. And that should be a throw to Croatia. It looks like Ruben Neves is going to come on now. Probably for João Neves, maybe, but I'm not certain. We'll see what he does, because this coaching, I never think he was going to take off Bruno. So let's see. Susic on the ball. Over to Stanisic. Stanisic plays it to Pangranic. Pangranic finds Kovacic. Kovacic wide to Perisic. Back to Kovacic. Kovacic. That is a brilliant through pass if he's onside. Oh my word. That counts? That counts? Oh, the man celebrate for him wife. Oh my gosh, it's offside. If that did ever count, that would have been the ball of the World Cup. Jeez, I mean, never have to go early, you know? He never have to go early. They're gonna see him. Wow, so it is Cristiano Ronaldo coming off, and he's looking over like, what the Ross? Hey, but Ronaldo, you just say your midfield can't get the ball because it's too forward them out there. The midfield cannot get the ball, but the man cannot believe it, brother. You gotta shake your coach hand. Hey, shake him, man. Good job. Well, if Portugal don't get through this game, this is probably the last time we see Ronaldo play a World Cup game. I think he's actually super surprised that sub was made, but I think for the balance of the team, it's probably good Because the minute you bring on Gonzalo Ramos to chase the game and you get the equalizer, I don't think you're gonna win the midfield battle. You could see Madrid and them dominating in midfield ever since the sub them happened. So I think he had to kind of do that, honestly. Leao is dangerous right now, so I wouldn't take him off. The obvious substitution was to get another midfielder on that free up Bernardo from playing so deep. Ooh, good idea. But a little too much pace on the pass to Semedo. What's kind of interesting too is and that's wow. So that offside on my boy that was very close, man. And Susic, it's a same shoulder thing like Ronaldo, Hey, Gonzalo Ramos have to go do something, I know. Well, it must be said that the coach not starting Vardial, I understand. Because them two men are play wicked right now. Wow. So this one was a slow burn, but it get nice now, brother. It get very nice now. It's not even Vega. It's the other man. That was a little more than just a shoulder, but it was close same way. Well, Semedo is one of the fastest players at the World Cup, so I wouldn't expect Perisic to run past him. Well played by Semedo there. Found a pass into midfield, and now Mendes, one of the other faster players, watch that man run left the ball. Leo. And that cross is to the shortest man on the field. How about directing that cross towards Ramos? That would make a lot more sense. So 1-1, people, 1-1. Goals from Ivan Perisic and Cristiano Ronaldo, a combined age between the two of 78 years old. Crazy. Here is Stanisic, Kovacic on the ball again. Sotalo over the top. Pasalic tries to flick that on. Well, Susic tried to flick that on, but couldn't get contact on it. Diogo Costa into midfield. Neves, free as a bird, finds Vega. Vega into midfield again to Bernardo. Can turn. Bernardo has taken the armband as well. Ronaldo and Bruno off the pitch. That's a brilliant ball over the top. Here is Conceição. Can he find the killer pass? Just couldn't quite time the runs when he controlled it. There really wasn't much support there. But that's a brilliant pass played over the top. I think that was Neves who played that pass, Ruben. And the big dogs are up. Last time they had a corner, Vega was fouled and led to their penalty. Let's see what happens on this one. So Nuno Mendes steps over. He supplied the cross that did cause the penalty shot. Into the box, and that flick was from Vega again. So that's the second time he's gotten his head to a corner. And I think he was also pretty free again. So they need to do better marking him. He keeps getting the run on his marker. And that time he headed it down, but no direction this time. Croatia, slow build. Ramos wondering why no one is helping him press. But it doesn't look like they really wish to press right now. Croatia is so calm on the ball. They don't really panic that much ever. And that was good patience. Now they beat the first press. Here's Luka. Luka plays it wide. Pasalic brings it down. Actually, that was Vlasic, sorry. Luka over the top. Susic, brilliant first touch. Oh, what a chop as well. Far post. Oh, Pasalic. That is a goal you should have scored, brother. How the man missed that? What a ball by Susic, man. And his weaker left. Brilliant pick out. And Pasalic kind of misses because he's like bracing to get hit. Honestly. Because he turns his body to kind of shield himself from the contact. He's a little brave. I think he just scores that, you know. Really? So, Warren, you there the game? Or you just watch it? Let me know, Warren. Big up yourself. No, you're a place, you know. And you can tell that it's nothing but jerseys for each team in the crowd. There's one big red in the crowd. Portugal red and Croatia red and white. Ui. We sleep I go. I'm feeling like this one gonna go extras, you know. Like I thought. I was saying, look, I'm gonna play striker too. I think he told Semedo stop going so wide and leave the flank for Conceição. Because Conceição now go run in on the far post and buck in the ball, so it no make sense him come inside. Ratted Leo, you know what go run the man. You just shift him already, you know. Portugal in possession. Flipped over to the back post, and that will be cleared out for a corner again. I think Rafael will take this one this time. 10 minutes of stoppage time on the board, so plenty of time for one of these two teams to find a winner. And at this point, you must say that it would be a dagger to the other team for sure. Maybe not the end, as a team could still find an equalizer, but trust me, it would be tough. João Neves will take this one into the box, and that's flicked on. Is that Vega again? I give up. No, that time it was either Diaz or Gonzalo Ramos. I'm not sure which one got the hit to it. They're showing Diaz, but I'm not sure who touched it. So it looks like Nikola Vlasic will come off. And I think what this will do is push Perisic into a more attacking role, and Vardiol will just go to left back. More than likely. That's what I think. Probably telling Perisic to push up. Switch Pasalic to the right and put Perisic on that left attacking midfield role instead of having attacking from left back. I think that's what's going to happen here. At one of the watch party, tickets were outrageous, 2,500 plus. Oh, believe me, I know. But them name who played at England played Congo in Atlanta. And I'd have loved to have gone, but the tickets were like the best ticket I found was about $3,200. I was like, okay then. Mendes wants a foul, but I think he just, whoa, what a dirty salad by Stanisic. And the Portuguese bench going crazy, saying that Nuno Mendes should have gotten a penalty. To me, it looked like he just kind of tripped over his own feet, but, you know, you never know. If we wait till I see the replay. Stanisic did well to catch up to Leo there, force him back. Vega. Neves. Nuno Mendes want another foul. Not getting it. Here's Ruben Diaz. Vega. Wide to Leo. Leo. One in front of him. Goes with the early cross. Not the worst. Oh my Lord. Look at what Gonzalo Ramos can do if you give him a rotted game. What a finish. What a finish, bro. What a finish. What a finish that was. Wow. I mean, talk about a striker's goal there. The early cross from Leao didn't have the best angle to cross from there, but what a finish by Gonzalo Ramos there. Ronaldo, the first one to come tell him thanks. I will play more in this World Cup potentially. The game is not over though. Croatia is a team that will just, they'll get a chance before this game done. Man, I ask you. And Leo literally smiling when him crossed that. What a jump and hang in the air and redirect. What a big goal that is. 2 man mark him. Royal God. Big goal, brother. And nobody happier than Roberto Martinez because trust me, if this not work out, all you would hear is how you fit take off the man. We score the penalty for you. But the man was going to lose the midfield battle if he kept on the 2 forwards, bro. He had to bring on a midfielder. Look how much more balanced something they look since them do that. Portugal look. It was quite an incredible finish, though. Somebody run on the view? What's the problem now? Kovacic off, Kramaric on. Why you take off Kovacic though? I mean, he's not tired? Oh, well played. Get some hype on that Nasusic, man. Watcha. Ayuta Susic a ball, you know, man. Ball. Perisic. See chance, you know. Not a bad ball, you know. Yeah. Ooh. Why you play that pass? But one left. Watch out. What kind of pass? Can't say so. I try this up. Because most Perisic run and pan that thing. A good true pass that would have be. So me I don't trust you, brother. After the back pass, they just try. Costa take no chance up the field. So Diaz caused some kind of problem just now. Let's see who can see the full play. So him push him and him push him back. Always been told the ref never sees the first one. Always sees the retaliation. Ruben Diaz said the other side, brother. Yeah, go. And more than well, let me not say that. I was gonna say this is probably Perisic's last World Cup, but brother, man, to keep himself fit, you know. Might see him come back at 41 and play again. All right, Perisic. Handball, nothing. Corner them say. So about 2 minutes left. Well, there should be a little more time past the 10 because there was a delay after the goal. So I would say maybe another 3 minutes or so. And that should be a goal kick. No, they can't check. What are you checking? What are you checking? They can't change it from a goal kick to a corner, brother. So they can't check that. If anything, the ref should have get a corner. Because you can check that. They have been over 25, 90 plus minute goal. Portugal have been the better team and start making the crowd maybe too much getting a head start. It's crazy about 5,000 to 6,000 watching where I am. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna go do the fan fest thing, brother, but I've seen so many videos about people say them go from morning and still can't get in and all them something. So, brother, the place is a little drive for me to get to Atlanta. So if I was to ever drive there and then can't get into the fan fest, boy, I would have fixed, brother. So I could have just go watch the game at like a bar somewhere by this, but still, can't just do that right as so. And I have to drive now if you go watch the game. Can just watch it right as well. I go to one bar, yeah, so when I live. So we have reached the 10 minutes I've added, but like I said, there was a big delay before the game restart. Why would you play a pass like that to Modric at 59 years old? Play the ball to his foot, no, brother. Susic a baller to, you know. I don't know the first foolishness we see you do from the start. So 2-1 Portugal, this game probably down to the last couple of minutes. Like I said, it's played past the 10 minutes already. But the thing is, there was a long delay after the goal, at least a minute and a half. So, or 2 minutes even. So I think there is still time left to play. And the Portuguese bench just looking at the number on the board probably and wondering, well, you said 10 minutes, how the game still at play? And that was a hard hit in the back there from Matanovic. And Semedo will just go down to the corner flag, try to kill out some time. And here's Conceição. He will not do any of that. He'll try to score again. And this man don't quite understand the assignment. And kicked out for a throw. Backside. No, man. By Croatia have so much people free. And here's the last chance of the game, I'm sure. Perisic, can he beat him? He can. Oh, unlucky. I think Semedo got a toe to it and they redirect it right to Costa. And that should do it though, people. It's about 2 extra minutes was played, so I think we're going to get the whistle any second now. Don't believe Croatia will get one more crack at this, but maybe they will. Can they get on the ball and go and attack? Ref says play on. And it has to be now. They're going to get this. It has to be play him, play him. Bro, why didn't you play Stanisic, brother? You're going to make the ref blow off the whistle. Bro, to get the ball in the box. Bomba Clamus! Goal! Goal! 1 goal to Ratin. I said 2 all, it got down and it done 2 all. Yo, Warren, go back at the game, Warren. Go back. Go back to the game, Warren. Game not done. Backside. Yo. Yo, Ronaldo want to cry to backside. Him can't believe. Vardial will claim it, but I think it was off of the defender. But let's see. It was Perisic again, whipping one into the box. Oh, this is going to get called back. This is going to get called back for offside. This is going to get called back for offside. This is going to get called back for offside, people. The flick from Matanovic did end up with Pasalic, and he's offside. And it actually was Vardiol that got the last touch. But that's going to be ruled off. That's going to be ruled off. I believe that's going to be offside, people. Unless I am blind and I don't know the rules, this goal will not stand. This goal will not stand. But let's see. The initial touch was off of Matanovic, which would mean that Pasalic would be offside. Now, the ball did hit a defender after Matanovic hit it, but I don't believe that's what they'll be looking at. They'll be looking at if Matanovic did get a touch on it. And similar, boop, yep, there's a little touch. And similar to with Cricket Edge, now they look at the sound and see if any sound was made. You can see the little spike. It was off of the defender last. So I don't know. How do you interpret this? He's offside there, but the next touch comes off of Renato Vega. But I think it's going to be called off because he's offside on the initial touch. Relax. Hold on, I have to hear this. Offside to backside. Offside, people. Croatia get way. I mean, Portugal get way. He was offside, though, Luca. There's no teeth in it. It was offside. Yeah, man, offside, people. Offside. What an ending to this backside game. Luca, you can't vex, brother. I'm offside. He was, bro. I know you can't believe and everything, but yeah, he was offside. And it looks like fans are throwing stuff on the field at this point. Croatian fans just cannot accept that this goal won't count, but it is the right call. He's offside. And I know they feel aggrieved because, you know, they had a VAR check for a pen and it was given and, you know, all that. But I think both the calls that Portugal got today were correct. So at the end of the day, that's what matters most. Not how solid a team is or, you know, hard luck for a team. If you get the right call, that's just how it is. But I don't know if this game will be able to be finished because the man them are throw all kind of stuff on the field at this point. Don't give him a red card, ref. Don't give him a red card. I'm cover him mouth, but don't give him a red card. Do. Ref said 30 seconds. Ref said 30 seconds, you know? Come see Perisic asked him 1 minute, right? And he said 30 seconds. Yeah, Croatian don't know no English, you know. But one lady in the crowd said, fuck you. She know that. Hard luck, Croatia fans, but it was the right call. It was. It was the right call. Hard luck. Hard luck. Hard luck. I mean, you don't even need lines to see this. It's obvious. That's where the touch happened. He's offside. I mean, it's not. I mean, he is. What you saying? I like VAR. I mean, if VAR wasn't there, Portugal would have just conceded an offside goal. No, is the fact that Vega, I don't think Vega is trying to play the ball. But I thought maybe since it hit Vega last, they would cancel it out. But nope, no such luck. All right, this is literally the last time that they have a chance to do anything. And if they clear this, it's over. Ross, the ref no blood, we say it. No, bring it down, brother. What you do? Alright, if Portugal get one more now. Yeah, man. Pure drama, brother. Pure drama. And that's it. What a victory for Portugal. Not lacking in incident. Ronaldo lives to fight another day. I mean, the talking point would have been you took off Ronaldo with a goal scored. The match ain't won yet. But Gonzalo Ramos makes his manager look like a genius as he's the one who finds the header. Susic down crying, but he'll have more World Cups to come back to. Leo had a really good performance today. I have to give him credit. I was challenging him before the game to step up, and he did. Bernardo Silva saying Madrid, you're a baller, brother. What a game. What a game that was. 2-1 to Portugal. Goals by the two strikers. Ronaldo from the penalty spot. Gonzalo Ramos with a beautiful header. Cancel out the first goal of the match from Ivan Perisic, who had another great game. One of many great games he's had in the World Cup. And this Croatia team, brother, you just can't count them out, man. But Madrid's taking it well enough, you know. Kovacic was so unlucky on his shot too, man. So unlucky. He played well in the second half. I didn't like the sub when they took him off. I mean, Kramaric came on, didn't do one fuck in the game. Why didn't you just leave on Kovacic? Vardiol in stoppage time was ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, Perisic was playing well as the left back, and the two centre backs were playing well. So, I mean, Vardiol, I mean, CK, you just want all the Man City man to play. I get it. But the team didn't need Vardiol to win the game. They didn't need Vardiol. As a matter of fact, what the fuck was Vardiol doing on Ramos's goal? He's just standing there. Why didn't he jump? Why didn't he try to stop him from scoring? And that potentially have happened because he's not ready to be in the game. He came on so late. Hey, that youth, the Susic, deserve more, man. He played great today. Really good player. Inter Milan. Remember him, brother. Peter Susic. That's the next big Croatian midfielder right there. He'll have a great career coming up. He's only 22, I want to say. 22. Plays with much maturity beyond that age for sure. But Portugal advanced, so that sets up the big battle. Portugal and Spain in the next round. That should be a cracker there. Croatian fans can't believe it, but that was quite an ending to that game, man. For long stretches, that game was not very exciting, but boy, did they save the excitement for last. Let's take a look at the stats for the game. Portugal 61-39, so that percentage in the second half definitely got way better. It was much more even in the second half. It was a much more even game in the second half. 2.18 to 1.34 in the end. 4 big chances created in the second half by Croatia, so they definitely did their jobs in terms of trying to get goals in that second half. 15-13 in shots, so that evened up quite nicely. Costa was the better keeper on the day, made more saves, 5-2. He continues his really good form in the World Cup. Almost 200 more passes attempted, 2 yellow cards for Croatia, 1 for Portugal. Croatia in the end actually had 3 more shots on target than Portugal, 6-3. Both teams hit the woodwork one time. They had big chances, missed 3 and 4. Only 1 scored by both teams. Final third entry is 90. That's one of the most I've seen in a game for any team. Only 23 entries for Croatia. It's not about how many times, but it's the quality of what you do when you get into the final third. And that's a testament to Croatia. Look at that. They had 3 times more final third entries, and somehow, some way, Croatia still had double the shots on target than they did. So that just goes to show it's not only about the entries, about what you do with it, what kind of quality are you producing when you make the final third entry. And Croatia had that in spades today. Didn't get through a lot of times, didn't go forward a lot of times, but when they were going forward, yeah, they did something. Portugal won the duels battle today. Crosses, a lot more crosses in that second half, and very effective were they on the crosses. So Spain, don't really have a target striker per se, but they do play wing play a lot, and they do get crosses in. Looks like something that can damage Portugal defense. They really didn't handle crosses from Croatia well today at all. But this was a very, very, very fun game, especially that second half and ending. In the end, though, Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal move on 2-1. Ronaldo, would have been a crazy story if they didn't get this win. When Ronaldo came off, you could see not necessarily frustration, but disappointment that he was coming off the field. But I think at the time, they were really looking like they were going to concede a goal if he didn't change something. And the obvious change was to get another midfielder back on the pitch to kind of balance the field a bit better. So that's what they did. And, what from that change happened, both teams had a chance here or there. But I think Portugal definitely at least, slowed down Croatia, because I think at that time Croatia was looking like they were going to score again to make it 2-1, just based on the fact that they just didn't have the right personnel in midfield, and Modric and Kovacic started to boss that midfield. As soon as they made that sub, the game kind of got a lot more even, and in a way, that goal from Ramos kind of came out of nowhere, because it kind of did feel like Croatia was the more likely to score. But boy, what a goal that was. Gonzalo Ramos jumping between 2 Croatian defenders and heading it right into the side netting. Brilliant, brilliant goal. The cross from Leo was great as well. Like I said, Leo only a 6.4, but I think that's a bit harsh. He was always trying something. He put in some dangerous crosses. But he did also have his moments where he didn't really have his shooting boots on all the way, apart from that one shot that hit the crossbar. But I just thought he was a threat, and his presence over there definitely helped out the team. Even though the stats might not bear that out. I think Leo was important today. Gonzalo Ramos though gets the man of the match in his cameo. Timing of the goal, quality of the goal as well, incredible. Very very good finish by Gonzalo Ramos, and the debate will rage on. What would this Portugal team look like if Gonzalo Ramos was the one getting the bulk of the minutes? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. We probably will never see that this World Cup either. But listen, before I head out tonight, I did want to just give a little preview of the game later. So Switzerland taking on Algeria. For me, I think Switzerland is probably the most underrated team at this World Cup that no one really thinks or talks about. They didn't have the toughest group per se, but they did take the group over Canada, which was supposed to be Canada's group. So they get to play their game in Vancouver tonight. That should have been Canada, but it will be Switzerland taking on Algeria. And they don't have the lineups out as yet, but this is what they're thinking they might play with. Let me see what I agree with here. Algeria. I don't know if 8 Noir will come back. They didn't start with him the last game, and the guy who played the last game didn't play badly at all. But maybe 8 Noir comes back in. Benbow has been horrible, but so has Lucas Zidane. So I don't know what they're gonna do in goal, because I don't see a good goalkeeper yet for Algeria play. Maza was excellent in the last game of the group stage. And I think having Awar and Bentaleb there with him kind of made his game go up a level. Mahrez did start, so did Shaibi and Guiri up front. I think Guiri looked his best when he was playing just after striker, but for now, he's probably going to lead the line again. And as far as Switzerland is concerned, the wingers can be anyone. They kind of interchange those places a lot. Manzambi, though, probably will start because he's been on fire. Mbola will start up front, and of course, Xhaka will captain the team. They just have a really solid team. Elvedi and Akanji, Xhaka, Froila, very good kind of, those 4 players really control that middle area of the pitch, and they're all experienced. So yeah, I think Switzerland are primed for a decent little run. I think they got a good draw having to play Algeria here, and I think they do get the job done over Algeria tonight. I'm gonna say the Algeria-Switzerland game probably ends up I'll say 3-1 to Switzerland. I'll say 3-1 to Switzerland, Bless up Jagans. Wagwan. Woo! I have to take a breath. What a game. This World Cup has been great, Rob Smith. I agree. So yeah, Portugal move on. That sets up a mouth-watering clash with Spain. That will be the Iberian War over again. And just to remind everyone, this is what the knockouts look like now. Paraguay, France set for Saturday. Canada, Morocco also set for Saturday. Those will be the 2 games on Saturday. Then the 5th, Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England. What a set of ties there. Then the 6th of July, now we have those games set. Portugal will face Spain in the early matchup, and then USA will play Belgium. Of course, no Balogun in that one. Then we have these 4 quarterfinals left to decide. That will be Australia, Egypt taking on the winner of Argentina and Cape Verde. And then the winner of the game tonight, Switzerland and Algeria, will take on the winner of tomorrow's late game, Colombia and Ghana. Now, looking ahead to tomorrow, Australia, Egypt, definitely I won't be around for that. I might be able to do the Argentina game. It just depends on how quickly I can get back home. But it's going to be cutting it real close. I don't really like to start the stream after the game starts. So more than likely, I won't be around for the first 2 games, but I will be here for the 3rd matchup of the night, which is Colombia and Ghana. Now, as far as tomorrow's game with Australia and Egypt, I believe that Australia and Egypt will go to extra time. It will be 1-1. and I give the slight edge to Egypt in that extra time or penalties. I think Egypt do get through as another nation from Africa. I think Algeria drops out tonight though, but Egypt I think does get through to the next stage over Australia. And then in the second game, Argentina, Cape Verde, I think it will be about 3-0 to Argentina. Wouldn't be surprised if Messi scores at least 2, and I wouldn't put it past him to score a hat-trick again. All right? But people, big up on yourselves. Thanks so much for tuning in. It was an excellent, excellent match and display of World Cup fight, determination, tactics, everything was in this game. And yeah, it was a great advert for World Cup football altogether. So people, say what you want about VAR. I think they got every single call right. Yes, it kind of takes away some of the emotion and they can't celebrate right away. I get it. The purists, I get it. But listen, at the end of the day, the right call is what we want. And VAR got all the right calls today in this match. So I don't think anybody can be too upset. But people, big up on yourselves. Thanks for tuning in. I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until you see me tomorrow, big up and enjoy the rest of the games tonight, or enjoy the game tonight. Later, people. Bless.